Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests. The topic of my speech is unreasonable answers. First of all, what is a conversation? A conversation is a simple way of communicating between two people. And what is an argument? An argument is nothing but a form of conversation in which two individuals are trying to put a point across through each other and trying to come to a conclusion. Well, why do we argue? Why do we argue? Do you think that winning the argument is the only agenda? Yes, it is. It's the basic human instinct to win the argument because of the competitiveness we have. Now, argument, since I said that argument is nothing but a conversation, and arguments are based on answers that are being given during the argument. And on that basis, the arguments are of two types: sensible argument and unreasonable argument. Since it's easy to gauge out sensible arguments, how? During a sensible argument, the whole decorum, the whole temperament of the individuals in the argument is calm. They put across their point very peacefully and very calmly they come across a conclusion. That is how diplomats argue. Or more often, it doesn't even look like an argument. It's more of a convincing conversation. But then what's an unreasonable argument? Unreasonable argument is nothing but a sensible argument until it turns into an unreasonable argument. How does a sensible argument turn into an unreasonable argument? Like I said before, on the basis of answers. Whenever we argue, first of all, why does argument exist? Argument exists when there is a clash of points. We have seen, we argue with our friends, colleagues, our acquaintances, our elders on the basis of on small, medium or big issues. It is in us because if we want to put a point across and we have to win, we argue. Coming back to unreasonable arguments. When we argue with our elders, there is a time when they feel that our elders or the people who are in our authority, they feel that their intellect is being questioned or the intellect is being questioned and in order to win the argument, they give certain bogus statements like, enough is enough, or I don't want to hear anything further, or I said it. Are these really the statements on which basis the arguments are supposed to be won? My issue is not these statements that I just quoted. What really bothers me is that the person who said those statements doesn't find the need to answer the curiosity of the other person who has argued. The unreasonable argument reminds me recently that I had a fest in my college and I was made the anchor of the first event. And I asked, and according to the script, I had to enter the stage dancing on a song of Govinda. So I asked my convener that, is it possible for you to play a song? He said, no, it won't be played. I said, why? It's neither vulgar, nor offensive, nor obscene. He said, no, it won't be played, and that's it. And I kept on asking why. And he said, enough is enough, I don't want to argue. I don't want you to argue with me. And he reiterated the same statement 3 times. I didn't argue with him. Not because he was convincing enough, because he was stupid and was incompetent enough to answer me. He actually thought that he won the argument by saying such statement like, enough is enough. But actually, he lost. And I won by making him reach to a point where he was speechless. There is another instant. I have small disputes with my mother. Eventually, often I have small disputes with my mother, and she wins every time because I let her, and I'm fine with that. The other day, I had dispute with her about why little kids are not allowed to play with keys and scissors. She said because our forefathers have said that it brings ill omen to the family and cause disputes and quarrels. I said, all right. So according to you, the barbers, the hairdressers, and the key makers should be the most despaired people in the world, if that is the principle. She said, I don't know about that. My parents told me so, and I follow the same. But I said, why? There's got to be a reason. She said, I don't know. It is like that, and I don't want to hear anything further. Here lies the question. Why it is not being questioned? Why in an argument is it so that when the person who is elder to you, when the person who is in your authority, when he is being questioned, why does he feel so concerned? Why can't the thirst be quenched of the curiosity? If a child asks you a question and you feel questioned, why not find the answer? What's the transaction of an argument? In an argument, when a child asks you, when a person asks you a question, he asks you one question, he looks for one answer. And if you are reasonable enough, you look for that answer. But in that process, you look for one answer to that question, but you find a bouquet of answers. But in return, you give only one answer to that person who asked the question. So who's the one profiting? It's you who is profiting. That person asked only one question and you gave him one answer. But you were asked one question and you got a bouquet of answers. You are the one who got the answer. So my urge is that if whenever in an argument your intellect is being questioned, feel happy about it, because there is a scope of learning more. And when you learn more, you develop. And whenever you answer, ask yourself, did I give the unreasonable answer? Or is it very sensible? Thank you. So with that, only one and unprepared speech. That's the end of the prepared speech section. We'll move on to the next section of the meeting, that is the table topic section, which will be carried out by the table topic master.